Yeah, I had a broken finger, and unfortunately, had surgery a couple days before the series started. But at the end of the day, it's the playoffs, and you got to go out there and try to do your best for your team.
What's it like to be a pending unrestricted free agent for the first time, or first time since college?
I mean, that's not your thought right now. Obviously, the season didn't end the way it wanted to, and you were looking to have another long playoff run, and it stings and it's a little frustrating. An unfortunate stop to the season, and it's just sometimes the way it goes.
You guys slide up just a little closer to the mic, please.
Brandon, sorry, you said you had surgery a couple of days before the playoffs. Was that a surgical procedure that you knew was going to allow you to then play, or it was still up in the air?
I mean, I wanted to get back in the lineup and play and help the team as much as I could during this playoff run, and that was the necessary actions for me to get back in that situation.
What was it like playing with a broken finger after surgery then? Where did you feel you were physically on a scale of maybe 0 to 100%?
I mean, no one's at 100% in the playoffs, and I think that's the understanding you have to have going into the playoffs if you're a little banged up. And I tried to go out there and put myself in a position to help the team and go out there and try to get 2 points every night.
Jacob, this is a bit of deja vu, but we sat here last year and I know asked you the question, so we'll ask it again this year. Do you want to be a long-term Winnipeg Jet?
Same answer as always. I'll figure it out once things get going in the summer. What's best and move forward from there. We got to sit down and kind of have a meeting and figure out what to do moving forward. So I haven't really thought about it, or I tried to put it in the back of my mind as much as I could this year and just forget about it, and we'll deal with it when the time comes.
Career years points-wise for both you guys. Can you each tell us how you feel about the position that you feel you've put yourselves in going into a contract year?
I mean, it's you're fortunate enough to play with good players and on a good team, and that makes things a lot easier for you. For myself, playing with Adam and Andrew throughout the majority of the year, and Matthew made things a lot easier for me. They're great players, and when you play on a great team, you're going to have success. And I think that's been how good of a team we were this year, and the trust and ability the coaching staff has to put me in situations with certain players.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously always a good thing. I think a little bit came from a little bit more opportunity. I mean, every once in a while you guy get hurt, but Buff going down kind of opened a little bit more of a window. Yeah, just kind of went out there and played, and chips fall in May, I guess.
So much talk going into this offseason about how Chevy's going to make this all work financially with so many unrestricted and restricted free agencies. What role do you guys play in helping facilitate fitting those numbers, or do you play any role at all? Is that a consideration of yours?
I mean, not really in a sense. I think that's his job. That's how they run the team. That's their decisions. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's his job.
Yeah, I think that's it's business side of the hockey, and I think that's when our two sides will have to come together and try to make things work out.
What role do you foresee young leadership taking place in the coming season, looking to next year?
As in for ourselves?
Yes, for your team.
I think we have a great leadership group in our locker room. I think Blake's a strong captain, and Dustin and Mark are great guys in the locker room, great assistant captains, and I think that's a testament to what kind of people those guys are, and the people the coaching staff chose to lead our team. And I think they've done a great job with that.
Yes, looking to the younger ones though, like yourself.
I mean, it's always nice to be vocal in the locker room, and I think we've got a young core group of guys here that are very vocal in the locker room, and I think that helps out, with a young team, and they look up to the guys that have played in the league for a long time, and they see and respect how they've done it, so they have that ability to see how they go about their everyday business, and I think you can feed off that kind of stuff.
Both of you guys have played almost all your NHL careers under Paul Maurice. Just talk about what he's brought to this team in the room going down the stretch into the playoffs this year.
Go ahead.
Well, I think, Paul's obviously been around a very long time, and he's been a successful coach in this league. And it's very fortunate for myself to be coached by him for my duration in the league so far. And I think you can only learn and get better each year. And I think I've been able to do that under him because he's able to trust you, and you can build your confidence in the sense he puts you with certain players and understands the type of game you have, and allows that game to grow. So, I mean, Paul's done an unbelievable job with this group, and you can see by how we've done the past years, Western Conference Finals. Unfortunately, this year we didn't go as far as we wanted to, but with the success we've had in the regular season, and, it's something starting to build.
Jacob, what'd you learn from the arbitration process last summer, and is it something you'd be willing to go through again if that's the route that it goes?
It wasn't great, I guess. I don't think anybody really enjoys doing that. But it is what it is. I mean, it's always an option, I guess. It's there, so if you need to use it. But yeah, I mean, it's never a fun route to go.
Part of the CBA, obviously, is getting the chance to be an unrestricted free agent. And how important is that to you, and how big a factor is that in whether you'll weigh a long-term extension?
Yeah, I think after every year you're in a different position, so you gotta kind of make the best decision going forward from that position. So I think you gotta sit down and think about where you're at and where you're at in your career and your life and with family and with everything, and it all kind of goes into the same pot, and you make the best decision.
Jacob, do you see the role that you envision yourself in? Do you see that happening here in the near future?
In what sense?
Well, you say you kind of fell into it with Buffalo getting hurt this year, but do you see that as a more permanent thing for you if you stay?
Well, I mean, I would hope. Yeah, I mean, that's the role I want to play. That's the defenseman I want to be. There's still room to grow, still room to get better and improve. But yeah, I mean, I want to keep taking steps forward in my career.